Woo! Good evening, people. Oh my God. Oh man, people. We're gonna have an interesting show today. Because I'm gonna test boundaries. Okay, I'm gonna test some boundaries. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I listen. Can't let Sean on the golf be the only awkward motherfucker in all this. I can't do it. I can't do it to my man. I love Sean on the golf. We're going to talk a little bit about that because I know it's the elephant in the room. I get it, blah, blah, blah. But listen, no drama. That's not happening here. Okay? That's not happening here. First off, let's do one thing at a time. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open phone lines. And I'm going to explain later the purpose behind me opening phone lines because it's not the same reason why I normally open the phone lines. I'm just going to open the phone lines later on just to.
I think we got a super chat. Super chat. I think we got a super chat. Super chat. Super chat. Super chat. I think we got a super chat. I think we got a super chat.
Cal, thank you so much. Will Dina needs a wrench? Listen, okay. Dina is perfect the way she is. Okay. Dina doesn't need anything. First of all. Second of all, you know how you get wrenches on this channel? Don't ever ask for them. Don't ever ask for them. I may decide one day to give Dina a wrench. I may decide, but I have my reasons why I give wrenches and why I don't give wrenches, both of which are none of your business. But I feel you. I get why the the cheering for Dina on to get a wrench. Dina said she knows how to get a wrench backstage. Arlene, member for 1 month. Thank you so much. I said on Saturday I felt like an explosion was coming. Okay, look, man, none of that shit is happening. Calm the fuck down. And yes, Auntie Deb, is Auntie Deb, you have a wrench now. You don't have any responsibilities with it. You just, you have earned. You have earned, by my standards, the right to be in the chat and say anything you want. Dina, I gave her a wrench before I even went live. Stop it. Calm down, okay, Dina. Calm down. I still love you very much. Okay. Brit happens. Became a YouTube member. Welcome to Logic. Thank you. Appreciate it. So before I get into that stuff, okay, I'm just gonna go over a little update. Okay, little update. I don't really know what this consists of, but nobody's talking about it. Kind of weird. Nobody's talking about it, but we're gonna go over it.
Well, Karen Reed's lawyers were back in the courtroom today as Reed looks to delay the civil trial against her filed by the family of John O'Keefe. NBC 10's Eli Rosenberg live outside of the courthouse in Brockton. So, Eli, why is Reed and her attorneys pushing for this delay?
Well, Corey, this all comes down to timing with.
Why are they pushing for the delay? Jesus. Brent, thank you so much. Gifted 5 memberships. Brent, oh my God, Brent. Yes. You see how blown away Liza was by you gifting those 5 memberships, Brent? Thank you. Thank you so much.
With Karen Reed and her lawyers wanting to push this civil case until after the criminal case is wound down. But the lawyers for John O'Keefe's family, they filed this wrongful death lawsuit, say the case should move forward.
When I woke up after 4, I knew something was wrong.
Karen Reed sit down with NBC's Dateline. one of the reasons this civil case against her should move forward. A lawyer for the family of John O'Keefe says.
Karen Reed can't have it both ways. She can't try to shield it in here, but speak freely and wave it out there.
This past August, O'Keefe's brother and mother filed a wrongful death suit against Reed and two Canton bars. O'Keefe was found dead outside a Canton home in January 2022. Both criminal prosecutors of the wrongful death suit allege Reed hit O'Keefe with her SUV after a night of drinking at those Canton bars.
Your service is complete.
Reed's first criminal trial ended with a hung jury,
I'm declaring a mistrial in this case.
and the second criminal trial is set to start early next year. Reed's lawyers asking a judge to delay discovery in this civil suit until after that second trial.
The requested stay is both warranted and essential.
But the O'Keefe's lawyer disagreed, telling the judge that Dateline interview, other interviews, and Reed talking about the case publicly should allow this civil case to move forward. Experts say the timing of all of this matters.
In a civil suit, and this is what she's worried about, is any statement she makes can be used against her in both civil and criminal cases. And if she chooses to exercise her Fifth Amendment, that raises a presumption that the answers would have been hurtful to her.
Look at Street Squirrel.
So the hearing lasted about 45 minutes inside the courthouse here in Brockton. The judge saying at the end he would take all of it under advisement. And that second criminal trial that was focused on most of the deliberations today is slated for late January of next year. Ivan Brockton,
Next year.
NBC 10
I need
Boston.
to start talking like that. I wonder if that's like how it works. If I end every sentence like this. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I'm not even gonna make this a long stream. Like, okay, so obviously they're trying to delay the civil trial. Karen Reed is trying to delay the civil trial because, just like the expert said, that the civil trial, anything that she says in the civil trial can be used against her in the criminal trial, which I believe is exactly the purpose of this. I believe that the Commonwealth is desperate. I believe that the O'Keefes are desperate at this point, and the O'Keefes are looking for any type of strategy that they can in order to get Karen Reed convicted of this crime, even though the evidence dictates that she's absolutely innocent of it. But that's clearly what the goal is here. It's not money. You know, they can't even sue the Waterfall Bar and Grill. They have no case against the Waterfall. I mean, she didn't seem intoxicated. They sold her 2 drinks. That's their job. That's what they're supposed to do. So, yeah. But yeah. So I just wanted to give that quick update because in case we all forgot, that's why we're here. That's why we're here. Okay. Now today something happened, and I'm not going to go over it. I am not going to review it. I'm not going to play it and review it. I'm just going to talk about my thoughts. And this is what I'm going to do here. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to express my personal feelings and opinions on what has taken place. And whatever you guys feel is you're right as well. Earlier today, Sean on the Gulf, Sean McDonough, former DEA agent, retired DEA agent of I believe he said 35 years experience, 25 or 35. I think it's 35. I think I'm confusing 25 with Scott here in the chat. But for that, he's always going to have my respect. But this has very little to do with his law enforcement experience. No, ATF was Higgins, Cherry. Brit happens, thank you. Consider the earth scorched. See, that's the thing, Brit happens. is I don't even see it all like that. I think we need to, and well, I'll tell you, like I said, because I don't think it's I don't feel comfortable telling you guys how you should feel and what you should think. Like I said, what I want to do, and I think the right thing to do is express how I feel about it. And the truth is, when I was watching it, I was like, what are you doing? I was honestly, I honestly was. And before I continue, Cherry is dropping like crazy the popcorn link. Make sure to click on that link to raise funds for Karen Reed's defense. And you get some delicious popcorn. Now, I was totally like, what in the fuck is going on right now? So, and of course, I'm getting text after text, you know, or DM and whatever, and people, you know, are you seeing this shit? And I had not gone to the gym yet, and I was like, okay, and this is how I kind of calibrate my mind. And I thought, okay, well, I'm not gonna, you know, form an opinion of anything yet. I'm gonna think on it, kind of my way of praying on it, if that makes sense. And so I realized I did feel uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable while I was watching that. But then I got to thinking, why do I feel uncomfortable? Was it the things that he was saying that made me uncomfortable? No, not at all. Not at all. I felt uncomfortable because I was listening to things that were none of my business. I'm going to say that one more time. Plevin shook the hornet's nest now. Yeah. I was hearing things that were none of my business. Now, the Plevin stuff, that's all over Twitter. That's all over Twitter. Plevin's a piece of shit. He's going to get what's coming to him. I don't have a whole lot of thoughts on that. I don't really get too into it with Plevin. He writes some long-winded shit, and then I just remind him that nobody's reading it. That's basically my dynamic with Plevin. I don't take Plevin seriously at all. And he's too stupid for his actions to not catch up with him. So I'm not worried about Plevin at all. Where I'm at is I realized I was listening to things because he mentioned Aiden, he mentioned Jen Altman, he mentioned the Roccos, he mentioned Karen Reed, and I realized what he was doing was airing his own personal grievances. So I want to be very clear. I did not get any impression that Sean was losing faith in anything here. I believe, again, this is just my personal opinion, and I don't want to speak for anyone, and I don't want to speak and express people's feelings for them, because I don't know what's going on in your heart and your mind. I only know what's going on in mine. And you know, things are getting a little frustrating right now because everything's at a standstill. There's no updates. There's nothing really happening, you know? And then those of us who are so invested in this, when we don't have anything to pedal our bikes for us, you know what I mean? To get our feet moving on the pedals. When we don't have anything like that, it starts to get to us because we feel helpless. One more time, we feel helpless. That's what I believe. That's, at least I do. I feel helpless because there's nothing to talk about. There's nothing to speak out on. There's nothing to be, you know, And I only speak from the heart, you know, and so when there isn't anything to do and discuss, you know, it can get to us. Buzzing for truth. Thank you so much. Sean was not having any more of Plevin. Right now, and that was the thing is how pissed off he was about Plevin, you know. And here's the thing is I understand his frustration. And my name here, this is just a joke. It's just I didn't take any offense at all to what he said. Because here's the thing. He mentioned, you know, all those people who went to that dinner talking about the dinner with Bettero and Kelly and Nathan and Turtle Boy, you know, everybody is half-assed, you know. Okay, I mean, here's the thing is that's fair. I'm not going to say that about any of the other creators there, but for me personally, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, I would never presume to ever try to be compared as far as what I do to be compared to what Turtle Boy has done and to what Sean on the Gulf has done for this case behind the scenes. I would never ever do that because Sean on the Gulf does have sources and he is instrumental in getting to the truth. He's instrumental in, you know, he's done a lot for this case since he's taken it on. And we should all be grateful for his law enforcement experience, the insight that provides us all. And I think we all are. Now, what I loved about what happened today was, oh, well, I don't know, Kelly Reed. I mean, that's the way I took it. Because here's the thing is I saw Meredith in the chat and she said, you know, hey, Sean, you know, if you weren't in Florida, you would have been invited. I can attest to that absolutely being true. Because I was invited only once it became known that I was in Boston. I came to Boston. I went to a place to have a burger and a beer. And I went to a place to have a burger and a beer. And then I went home. And while I was there having that, or not home, I went back to my hotel. But before I went back to my hotel, I posted on Twitter and on Instagram that I was in Boston. Shortly after that, Mark Bettero DM'd me and invited me to this dinner that I had no idea about. Then after he invited me, Kelly Reed DM'd me and invited me. I, of course, was like, yes, of course. At first, I just thought Bettero was inviting me out to dinner. I was like, fuck yeah. I didn't, you know, and then, you know, Kelly Reed, she DM'd me and let me know what was going on. And I was like, okay. And so I went. Susie Costello, thank you. Rebecca Jones, grief also can affect your emotional response. And he's had hard news this last year and recently with a friend. I'm cutting him some slack. I love that. Yes. That I was going to get into that, but not too much, but I think that's enough. I think you bringing it up is enough. But I was going to touch on that. So that is a good point. You know, he's lost a couple of people this year. And these things have to be taken into consideration. And no, he was not jealous of the dinner. No, that's not what he was saying. Because I would not have been invited to this thing had I not been in town. If I could promise you that he would have been invited to this thing had he been in town. Guaranteed 100%, because he was even talked about in an endearing fashion at this dinner. We all talked about him in a very endearing way. Not a negative word was spoken of him. And he was missed. He was absolutely missed. Many other people were too. So that's all that was. Now, yeah, Mazza, right. And Mazza found out and then told Bettero, I think, and Bettero told me, or yeah, something like that. Mazza found out and then asked them to invite me, which thank you again for that, Mazza. Now, the dinner is nothing. I don't think that that's something that really dwells in his mind. I'm just explaining that he was absolutely missed at that dinner. I can attest to that. I was there. I talked about it. I listened to people talk about it. So now, what was going on, whatever he was talking about, again, those are personal feelings that he has. Thank you, Piney Woods Law and Crime. Personal feelings that Sean has, and that Sean is absolutely entitled to, just as any one of us are entitled to our feelings about anybody here, anything that's said. We are all entitled to our feelings and opinions. And I don't believe that Sean has any actual animosity towards anyone. I didn't take that. That's not how I took that. I took it like Sean had personal grievances with certain people, and those things are easy fixes, easily talked out as far as I'm concerned. And if not, they're not. None of my business. But I didn't take that as take it as a meltdown, you know. I didn't take it as him being insulting to anyone directly. He has personal feelings about this, and he's entitled to those feelings, and he's entitled to air them as well. Me personally, I'm the kind of guy that I don't like to let the kids know that mom and dad are fighting. You know what I mean? I prefer not to do that. But at the same time, sometimes, and thank you, the Goodmans, I appreciate it, gifting a membership. Sometimes your kettle's gonna go off, dude. You know what I mean? There's a lot of, here we are. It's been 2 years. Many of us have been here for just a year, but we're talking an entire year. We watched an entire trial happen, and now there's another trial. And he's right. Karen Read is never going to get convicted. We all know that Karen Read is never going to get convicted. But I would be just as frustrated as he was, probably, if I had put in the kind of work and time behind the scenes. He's he breaks the rule that I set for myself, which it's everyone's right to do that. And I very much limit who I speak to behind the scenes, because I don't want to feel overwhelmed. And I don't want to have too many people who I have to consider in my actions. So I can look at you guys, even though there's thousands. I can look at you guys as one entity, which is my audience that I'm very grateful for, and that's that, But I set boundaries where if you send me a DM, chances are I'm not going to respond. If you send me an email, chances are I'm not going to respond. And that's just simply for my own protection. It's simply for my own protection, so that I don't feel overwhelmed as Sean did today, because I have been there. I know exactly what he's going through right now. And I do not believe that there was an actual, I don't believe that there was one shred of true animosity against anyone with what I heard today. Because at first I was like, what the fuck's he doing? And then I thought, hold on, let me think about that for a while. Let me do my 2-mile walk to the gym, listen to some music, lift, think on it. And Okay. Yeah, I get it. You know, um, you know what I mean? Like, I, I loved though, because today also reminded me, today also reminded me of why I'm grateful for this community and happy to have left the community behind that I did, because I've seen things like that happen in that community. And what happens in that community when that happens is the entire chat will turn on that person. The entire chat will turn on that person. Cherry knows. Somebody who has some sort of influence over the chat will start saying something, and then it'll snowball because these fucking empty fucks can't think for themselves. Sorry, it's true. And I know there's people in that community that would agree with me because they don't really fall under that. But the majority of that community absolutely does this. This is undeniable. And it snowballs. And then everyone, I'm talking, everyone will go live going, oh my God, bro, how dare, and then review it and be like, look at the hatred after like 2 days ago, they were best friends. You know what I mean? I have no patience for that phony shit. I don't have it in me for that shit. And when I watched the chat today, still being absolutely supportive of him, I was like, I love this. I love this. Because nobody was against anybody who he was talking and airing his grievances about. Nobody was mad at him for feeling that way. People understood. This is clearly and truly for the first time today, it was that clear to me. I knew it in theory, but that was the first time that it was brought into fruition in front of my eyes, where I saw that everyone in this community who believes that Karen Read is innocent, they kept their eye on the ball. They understood the difference between the personal shit and why we're here. And I thought that was beautiful. It made me really proud to be part of this community. It made me that much more proud. I'm already proud. I didn't think I could get more proud. And then seeing how people reacted to that, because people know Sean's heart and they care about what's going on in Sean's heart. And there was no toxicity of people taking whatever he says and twisting it to mean something else. And then, days and days of people turning on this guy and doing live streams going, look how disgusting Sean on the Gulf is. Oh my God. Nobody is doing that here. And I'm telling you, I just came from a community a year ago where everyone would do that. That was a guaranteed thing. That would have been a guaranteed reaction to that. Ask Cherry. She will tell you. That would have been a guaranteed reaction from that chat. So I was reminded today how lucky I am to be in this community. And to have people like Sean, who is doing everything that he's doing, to have people like Turtle Boy doing everything that he's doing. And, and here's the thing is Karen, and I know Sean knows this in his heart, but Karen, she's doing what she can. I mean, she's, if she shows up in public, that's why, I'm gonna give you guys at least my assessment as to why you don't see Karen Read in chats. on YouTube. You won't see Karen Reed in chats on YouTube simply because anything that she says can be screenshot and twisted, and it's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. I would be telling, if I saw Karen in my chat behind the scenes, I would reach out to her and be like, you probably should not be doing this, because people are going to take anything you say and they're going to twist it. She already knows this, but this is at least why I believe Karen Reed is very, very reclusive. It's not because she's a celebrity. It's not because she sees herself as a celebrity. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. I don't fucking know. But I'm telling you, for practicality reasons and legal reasons, that would make sense as to why she is as reclusive as she is. Because she did make it a point in her own way during the trial to show some gratitude to some of us creators who have been speaking on her behalf. By inviting me, Tom, Brian LTL, Melanie Little to sit with the family during the trial. Thank you, Erica Madden. I appreciate it. So, you know, her hands are tied. You know what I mean? I mean, look at what happened. She said one thing. She went out to people were standing outside of the courthouse, or they were at a standout or something like that. She came up and she said something to the effect of, what you're doing is as important as standing up against the Vietnam War, right? And then people took that and twisted that to mean that she was comparing herself as being as important as the Vietnam War. That's not what she meant. She meant that no matter what, if you're expressing your First Amendment right, it doesn't matter what the situation is. It's important that you do it. The same reason why you vote. Doesn't matter who you vote for. You need to exercise your vote so that the right is not taken away from you. That is what she clearly meant by that. So when you have this network of people who are trying to take anything you say and use it against you, especially now that there's going to be a retrial, I would not peek my head out of my front door. So these are things, you know, we need to remind ourselves, I think, if we're going to you know, like when we start to wonder, you know, what's going on, and is Karen Reed thinking that she's a celebrity? I don't think of Karen Reed as a celebrity. I think of her as a nice person who is going through a really hard fucking time, a nightmare. That's what I think of her as. And I respect her for fighting. But the truth is, any one of us who say that we have integrity, if we had the means to hire, you know, lawyers like Jackson and Yannetti, and we were put in that situation, any one of us with integrity would do the same thing. Karen knows this. I don't believe that she thinks of herself above anyone else. She knows this. Like, I sat there next to Nathan and I said, what, you know, with everything going on, what do you guys, I mean, what's the move, you know? And he was like, fight. He's like, there's nothing else we can do. Just fight. Which is exactly the answer that you would expect someone who knows that their loved one is not guilty of a crime. If you have the means, you're going to do everything you can to fight for what's right. So for these reasons, these are not, I don't think of her as a celebrity, you know? Like, I didn't ask her for her autograph when I met her. You know what I mean? Like, I shook her hand, said, nice to meet you, and I really respect what you're doing. That's it. That's all I really had to say to her at the time. I mean, so, you know, I don't relate, you know, to any of you folks, you nice folks who think of her as a celebrity. I see her as being inspiring, and I get that. That's fine. But if you consider her to be somebody who's of celebrity status for simply being in a shit position, then you should probably reevaluate your priorities. That would just be my personal advice to you. Exactly. She's a victim, and victimhood does not make you a celebrity. It does not give you celebrity status. So and we're impatient. We're like, when's Josh Levy going to sweep in? Yeah, I would imagine so. I would imagine so. Yeah, I did not get. She was one of the most personable people I ever met as far as a first impression goes. She was super nice. Not too much, not too little, just genuine smile. You know, and I was like, cool. It's cool to be here. Yannetti was the same way. Jackson was the same way. Very easy to talk to. I mean, so, you know, the trolls, this is the thing, is the trolls are going to try to have a whole field day with this bullshit, right? But the problem with that is that it would imply that the only reason this would benefit the trolls is if it somehow broke us apart. You know, as if there was a bunch of us who were just like, fuck you. Like today, I'm gonna change the subject a little bit. I'm gonna segue a little bit. Like today, I got into it with someone. I'm really gonna shift gears here. We're gonna take a hard left turn, folks. I got into it with someone on Twitter about something that everyone's talking about today, and I my opinion here. And many of you are not going to like it. Many of you are not going to like it, but I'm doing it because I'm a kamikaze motherfucker like that. So
wow, isn't this special? 17 years ago, I was sleeping in my car behind the Comedy Store in LA, and I'm proud to say this is my 4th time performing at Madison Square Garden, the most famous arena in the damn world. The American dream, alive and well, right here. This is very different than I'm used to performing, though.
yeah, Turtle Boy, I absolutely agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. I don't think any of us are entitled to any details of the federal investigation. I don't believe we are. These guys are, I mean, it takes time to build a case. You got to think about all of the cases that they have to review coming from Michael Morrissey's office. If they're investigating Michael Morrissey, they're investigating how he investigates crimes. It's going to take forever, dude. You know what I mean? It's going to take forever.
I'm used to nighttime with people drinking. Not so many
now,
babies.
Trigger warning. The whole world is talking about this right now, and it's because he makes some very racial jokes. Okay. We're going to get into this, but I want you guys to know. So if you are triggered by things like that, don't watch.
Babies in the crowd and people that are obviously only here for Lee Greenwood tonight.
Now, this is Madison Square Garden, Trump Vance rally, right? At Madison Square Garden, packed house. One of the biggest stages in the world. And this is Tony Hinchcliffe, okay? Tony Hinchcliffe is a stand-up comedian who guests on Joe Rogan's podcast quite a bit. I think he also does announcements on UFC. And he has his own show called Kill Tony. And on that show, what he does is he invites people he invites anybody. He people throw their hat in the ring, and then he gives them 1 minute to make him laugh, and about 2 or 3 other professional stand-up comedians, seasoned ones, sitting up there, and a whole crowd of people. So if they have 1 minute to blow everybody away, and if they suck, they're going to get destroyed and roasted. Right now, Tony Hinchcliffe, he has been canceled before. He's been canceled before. He's been canceled because he made a joke about another stand-up comedian being Asian, and they were really, really, really like over the line, beyond politically incorrect jokes. But here's the thing about that. They're jokes, right? Now, we're going to get into this because in order to talk about this properly, we have to watch it.
Normally, I don't make my...
So now he's a conservative, and he was asked to speak at this rally. Okay.
Political beliefs a known thing. It's divisive for a comedian to do that, but just know I sleep well at night knowing who I'm voting for. Yeah. When I lay down and my head hits my pillow, it is a fantastic pillow, by the way. I was staying at Four Seasons up by Central Park one night, and I laid my head down, and it felt so good. And I thought to myself, what an pillow. I have a little bit of money now. I could buy a good pillow. And I took the pillowcase off, and there it was. My pillow, my pillow, my pillow. And damn it, I bought 4 of them. And if you use the promo code KillTony, you can also buy 4 my pillows. There's serious stuff happening, people.
Now, what's interesting about this, you got to try to think of this from a stand-up comedian's point of view. Okay. He is at a political rally trying to do his brand of stand-up. And his brand of stand-up, this is not his crowd. These people did not come here to see him. He's used to crowds that come to see him. Okay? That's not what's going on here. So, and we're talking about a lot of old school conservatives here, you know?
People, I live in the great state of Texas now. 18 years in Ohio, 20 years in California, and I got to see California turn to absolute horrendous thing. And traveling the world, I got to see San Francisco turn into one of the most demented cities, one of the greatest downfalls I've ever seen. And that is where the other candidate worked for 2 decades. And it's absolutely wild to see. And in Texas, stuff is really, really crazy. We're right there by a wide open border. Where are my proud Latinos at tonight? You guys see what I mean? It's wide open.
Now, you see what he's doing? He's showing, first of all, this is very strategic, but everyone missed it. It went over everyone's head, which is insane to me. He just made sure that there was a whole bunch of Latinos at Madison Square Garden before he went into this rhetoric. Okay.
And there's so many of them. It's absolutely incredible. Believe it or not, people, I welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this.
Yeah, the pillow joke sucked.
It's wild. And these Latinos, they love making babies too. Just know that. They do. They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come in.
He's already bombing. Okay. The problem with doing really, really offensive material, possibly offensive material, and selling it and making it work is you gotta finger fuck the crowd a little bit. You know what I mean? You gotta get them wet. You can't just ram it in there. And the crowd's dry because he's not doing a good job of warming them up.
Inside, just like they did to our country. Republicans are the party with a good sense of humor.
And that happens. You know what I mean? That happens to every comedian, but it's happening at the worst place it can happen to him, you know?
Free speech is under attack, people. I host a show, and each week I get updates what words we're allowed to use and not use anymore. It's happening right now the past few years. It's a real thing. And, you know, used to be able to tell people to Google stuff. My mom's a boomer in the state of Ohio.
This is gonna get.
And there's no convincing her of anything. She's eating the cats. She's eating the dogs. They're eating the pets up there. It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is. And, you know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now.
Well,
yeah.
okay.
I think it's called Puerto Rico.
Oh, okay. That's the one that got him in trouble right
all
there.
right.
That's the one that got him in trouble. We're going to play that again in a second. Honestly, Donald Trump is way funnier than this guy. If he didn't win in 2016, he should have done a stand-up tour. Donald Trump is really funny. But the thing is, Donald Trump is also really funny because he's Donald Trump. Because, you know, you just don't expect a presidential candidate or a president to act that way. So that's part of the whole shtick. Like, Stephen Wright is funny because, you know, partly because of the way he looks. You know what I mean? His hair, it's all part of the whole thing. This guy is actually really funny. He's just not funny here. And this is not good for him. So let me play this joke one more time.
There's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right.
Oh my God, dude.
Okay. We're getting there. Again, normally I don't follow the national anthem, everybody. This isn't exactly
right. So, and in his mind right now, he's just thinking, okay, well, you know, I've bombed before. I host a show where people bomb all fucking night. To him, it's just like, whatever. It's their jokes, and they either do well or they don't. That's what's going on in his mind right now.
Perfect comedy setup. There's some people here. All right. Very good. I like it. I have other policies that I think it should be implemented as well.
One more time here.
Like, normally I don't follow the national. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right.
Now you heard that reaction, right? This is what people are missing. I'm not going to play the whole thing. This is what people are missing. All this time, the left has been calling Trump rallies Nazi rallies. Right? Now, I'm not saying it's funny. That's not what I'm doing. I'm saying I'm not defending the joke itself and its humor. Like, it's really not that funny of a joke at all. But it at the end of the day, it's still just a joke. It's just a joke. Okay? I'm Hispanic. I didn't take offense to that at all. At all. Because there was nothing accurate about it, really. You know, there were just stupid stereotypes that he was pointing out, and he was doing it for shock value. And he got the shock, but he didn't get the humor. Like, he wasn't able to instill the sense of humor into people. The sense of humor, it's a give-take thing. He's counting on people to have a sense of humor so that he can say something shocking and they can enjoy it and find the humor in it. Only if you have a sense of humor can you do that. But there was a crowd full of people that didn't know that this was their dynamic. You go to see him at his live show, that's what you expect. Problem is he's not famous enough to sit up there in that stage, in that setting, and pull that shit. He's just not famous enough to do that. And he learned the hard way last night that's the truth. But at the end of the day, he's still just a comedian doing what he does. And he's always made these kind of jokes. There's nothing to indicate other than his humor that he's racist. But he totally bombed. And that has a lot to do with why people are going, oh my God, how dare he? And they're fucking clutching their pearls and freaking the fuck out. But at the end of the day, dude, they're just fucking words and they're just jokes. And I absolutely support Tony Hinchcliffe for he just had a bad night. That's it. He just did what he was asked to do at this thing. That's all he did. He did what he was asked to do. Now, what's really important to remember, though, the interesting thing is the left has been saying that Trump rallies are Nazi rallies. But if that's true, then why did the crowd groan and boo this man? Because when you say a bad joke that's just not funny, when you say a joke that's just simply not funny, you get crickets. You know what I mean? People just sit there and go, okay, whatever, but they don't boo and groan, right? They boo and groan if they're offended, if they're pissed off, if you said something to make them angry. Why would a Nazi rally be angry at jokes about Puerto Rico? So Tony Hinchcliffe basically proved that Trump rallies are not Nazi rallies. That's what he did. That's what I got out of that. Right. And now I brought this up for a reason. Okay? I brought this up for a reason because I got into it with somebody on Twitter. Okay? A fellow creator who leans differently than I do politically. And that's going to happen. There's a lot of people here who have different political views, but apparently we all believe in freedom of speech, right? We all believe in freedom of speech. Now, I made these points that I'm making now on Twitter, and this creator, actually I commented on, I think it was on Joe Rogan's post, and then this creator, or maybe I commented on his comment, but I don't really remember. But he was saying that this dude was whining because I think the post was him going, "You people have no sense of humor," blah blah blah, and that was Tony's. And Joe Rogan reposted it. That's what happened. And so this creator started accusing him of crying about the pushback. And I was like, he's not crying about the pushback. He's defending himself. People are fucking literally making Nazi memes with this guy's face on him. You know what I mean? Like, that's give me a fucking break. Like, the guy is defending himself. And this is the second time this has happened to him because people can't take a joke. Because people can't come to terms with the fact that he's a comedian and he has every right to make jokes however he wants to fucking make them. And part of free speech is understanding that you're going to hear things that you don't like. It's just the way that is. If you are a believer in free speech, you're just going to have to come to terms with the fact that you're going to hear shit that you don't like. If you have the audacity to say that you advocate it for it in any way. And that's just the truth. That's a fact. There's no denying this. There's absolutely no denying this. And this guy is here at a Trump rally where everyone wants freedom of speech, but see, the thing is nobody at the Trump rally was trying to call for his cancellation. You know, there was a couple of people, but I mean, here's the thing is, and man, whatever. But I'm saying if you're Hispanic and you got offended by that, fucking suck it up. Suck it up. I know that every member of my Hispanic family, those who migrated here, raised me to suck up shit like that. You're gonna hear shit you don't like. The world's an ugly fucking place, dude. You know what I mean? Deal with it. Just fucking process it. You'll be fine. They're just words. You'll be okay. Like that is, I mean, and it was annoying because like I realized that I was having this conversation with this person. Now, in their defense and in my own defense, we never actually argue like we're disrespectful to each other, but we were, you know, what we thought was bullshit, we called each other out on, right? I mean, you can go look for yourself. But I was like, I mean, when I made that point about proving that it's not a Nazi rally, then this person makes this point showing a boat with some skinheads and Nazi flags that say Trump. And I'm like, okay. Grandmaster Sophos, thanks, buddy. It's good to see you. And then he said 99.9% of Nazis are Trump supporters. And I'm like, dude, what is that logic? I keep hearing that shit too, you know? And here's the thing. I'm not even a Trump supporter. I don't like Trump. I mean, I'm not a Kamala supporter. I'm not a Biden supporter. But I'm not, I don't particularly like Trump. Okay? But I can't deny that his term was, as far as the financial state of the country, it was fucking great. This is something that is undeniable. See, I don't have to like a guy to think that he's going to do a better job than the other guy. Because the thing is I've been here the last 4 years too. And that person who's running against Trump is she's been in office this whole time saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but she hasn't done anything. Why hasn't she done it? Maddie Cakes gifted 10 memberships. Thank you so much. And I realize this is a sensitive subject. This is a big no-no for YouTube channels, by the way. It's a big no-no for YouTube channels, is bringing up politics because it could really split the room. But here's the thing, man. We're all fucking adults. And if you can't handle having this kind of conversation here, then you shouldn't be here. We should be we should be comfortable with each other at this point to be able to have these conversations and not judge each other's character by our political views. Because as a patriot, my patriotism dictates that I be tolerant of your views and your opinions, no matter what they are, because that is your American right to feel however you feel and express it. That is your American right. It's not rules for me and not for thee. And anybody who doesn't feel the same way, in my opinion, is a fucking hypocrite. Bottom line, you're going to hear shit that you don't like and you're just going to have to fucking deal with it. That's life. And that's the America I want to live in. Above anything else. Man, I can adapt to a bad economy. We all have. I've been on this planet for almost half a century. I can adapt to a bad economy. We all can. But the utopia that I want to live in is where people worry about their own shit and quit trying to care and everybody the fuck else. That's the world I want to live in. That's the America I want to live in. The one that was the idea of our forefathers. I don't give a shit. Like, yes, Were they slave owners? Okay, yeah, but that was the thing at the time. Who cares? I love that people have that argument. Oh, yeah, slave owners, their ideas. And I'm like, yeah, but they said all men are created equal. You know what I mean? Like they had a dream. Like, listen, man, like I'm not going to quit liking the Cosby Show because Bill Cosby was Bill Cosby. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got good memories out of that show. I got good lessons from the Cosby Show, dude. Bill Cosby's ratchet ass, his rapey, shitty ass is not going to take that from me. I've had that my whole life. He's not going to take that from me by being a shitbag. Fuck him. That's mine now. You put it out in the world and I absorbed it. It's mine now. So it's the same thing. I give a fuck about the idea. What's on the paper? No, but they owned slave. Irrelevant. People need to laugh more. I'm Irish German. My husband is French Canadian. 25 years apart. We laugh our asses off every day with a 10-year-old who loves you. Right on. Thank you. But quit letting your kids watch this channel. Jesus. He totally did. He did take time off from raping to teach us family values. Bill Cosby's not going to take that from me. These guys owning slaves is not going to take away from me the ideas that they gifted our country, and that some of them even bled for. They lost people to fight for it, so that you and I could say whatever the fuck we want. But fucking sack up and deal with the fact that you're going to hear shit that you don't like. It's just that simple. You're not going to fucking erase words from the vocabulary of the English language. You're just never going to fucking do that. You know? Like, these people who are like, I go, well, do you believe in free speech? And then they go, yeah, I believe in free speech, but, and then I go, no. There's no but there. There's no but. Free speech is fucking free speech, period, as far as I'm concerned. Say whatever the fuck you want. Doesn't matter what it is. They're just words. Suck it up. That's always going to be my stance. Why the half-ass? That's not free speech. Free speech, but you can't say this and this and this. No, man. Words hurt. If you let them, facts. I don't give a fuck what you say. If you let them, words hurt if you fucking let them. Kellyanne Gerber, Glare 2028, let's smoke. Yeah, no, you don't want me as president. I'm telling you that. Yeah, it's fucking just stupid, man. Like I can't with people who are just like, oh, and that's the thing is with everything that's happening with the case right now, and with everything that's happening politically right now, people get on edge. Look, I'm worked up just because people can't fucking just do the simplest thing that I was fucking raised to do since childhood, which is just fucking suck it up. It's not that like it's good for you, dude. Process it, use it. Like it's not. That's what I was taught my whole fucking childhood. Like the world's tough. Dude, I mean, like, there's like sensitivity training for drill sergeants now. Like, think about that. There's sensitivity training for fucking drill sergeants. Like, anybody with any common sense would watch, like, Full Metal Jacket and be like, man, that guy's tough. But, you know, these Marines are going to be tougher. You know what I mean? These Marines are like that. That's how you got to prepare these guys to be not afraid of death and be ready to kill and be enthusiastic about killing. Like, you got to do that. How do you do that? You got to be an asshole. Like, you think if you're in a fucking land war, in any other country, it doesn't matter what it is, and you charge the infantry charges, you think that the other country that's either invading us or we're invading them is going to go, oh, I'm sorry, are you okay? Jesus. Oh, fuck you. Oh, I'm sorry, excuse my language. You think that's going to happen? Why is this okay? It makes no sense to me. The world is going insane. The world is going absolutely insane. And I'm not going to be gaslit to believe that that's fucking somehow productive and normal. That scares the shit out of me, dude. That I've got a bunch of fucking people in the armed forces in the prime of their lives going, oh. You know? Like, that's the hottest sister on Step by Step, a lesbian named Al. Yeah, I don't know, man. I haven't watched that show in years, and now I'm picturing who you're talking about. That shit's funny. Dude, it's just a fucking, yeah. All right. I think I've ranted enough. I can't believe I didn't lose more people than that. All right. So all right. So I'm just gonna open the phone lines, dude. We're not gonna do this all night. Wow. That was quick.
Call from
Garth.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, it's Gina from Canton. How are you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm just doing fantastic. So are we talking about Sean, or you just have you put that aside?
I mean, I have not. Now, I did not explain why I was opening the phone lines, because
sorry
about yeah, that's my fault. My point of doing this was, it seemed because I support Sean 100%, and he has a right to his feelings. I just, I don't want to know about what his personal things are with other people in the community, but I get him feeling like he just needed to air it because he was pissed off. So I wanted to open the phone lines because maybe people need to fucking air their shit out, dude. You know what I mean? There's like, let's no drama. Don't fucking come to me with drama with other fucking people, because I don't give a shit about it. But if there are things that are frustrating you about everything that's going on in the world right now, man, with this case and everything, because there's nothing to exercise our shit with, like, call in and I'll be an ear, dude. I'll give you a
well, I was just calling in to say hi, but since you're opening it up, I'm up in Canada. You probably don't want to hear about all our crap, do you?
Hold on, let me hang up on you. I'm just kidding. No, go ahead.
You know what? I just wanted to be the first guy that actually called into the show.
Okay. Right on.
Heavy female president, so I thought I'd get a little man time in. So, how are you, Will?
I'm doing fantastic. What was your name again?
It's Gina from Canton.
Gina. Okay.
No, it's actually Garth.
Okay, I was gonna say, all right, Garth. Party on.
Yes. Party on, Wayne. Or Will. I feel like I'm taking your time up, so I'm just gonna hang up and say have a great night, okay?
All right, Gina.
See ya.
Have a good one, buddy. All right. That was said Gina from Canton and then said Garth from Canada. It's bizarre. And he was just like, anyways, what's up? Seemed like a cool guy though.
Call from
Jen.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Oh, it's Jen. I'm so excited.
Oh my goodness, Jen. I'm so excited too. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Fantastic.
All right. So I have a couple of things. So I'm originally from Massachusetts. I live in Arizona now. The differences are wild, by the way. But
Okay.
anyways.
Yeah. I would imagine.
And I
so.
am 100. I'm very disappointed to say that I'm from Massachusetts for the first time ever in my life because of everything that's gone down. Karen Reed is 100% innocent. Everybody's a bunch of corrupt motherfuckers. You are my favorite by far.
Oh, I thought I was like, everybody's a bunch of corrupt motherfuckers. You and then I was like, what the
I'm
fuck,
talking about
dude?
like the state of Massachusetts. No, you're not. How could you be a corrupt motherfucker? No,
What I'm saying.
I support all of you. Like you're all my favorite. You, Young Jerks, Mark Bettero, Turtle Boy, everybody. Sean, I don't know what my heart broke tonight. Like honestly, like,
Why?
and I didn't even finish watching the whole because I don't know. I feel bad for him. I don't know why.
Right.
But I don't know. I just feel like he just needed, like you said, needed to get it out, and he got it out. And if people are offended by it, then
I don't think anybody really was. You know, that's
I was wondering.
That's why I kind of wanted to
anybody
talk
else's
about it
thing.
because it was kind of the elephant in the room still. You know, but you know, like.
Well, I saw your name, and I saw your name tonight, and I was like, here we go. But yeah, no. But I don't know. I feel like I just feel like he's real. Like, and I get shit all the time myself for saying things, and then it's like, well, you're an asshole or you're aggressive. But I'm not being an asshole or being aggressive.
Okay.
But other than that, you freaked me out when you answered, so I was like completely thrown off.
Well, you called.
But I just
that's
I know
there's
I
a
did.
there's
But I
a
didn't
good
think it was gonna get
possibility
through.
I'm going to answer.
I know, but you never know how many people there are that are like calling. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. Turtle Boy, I felt the same way. I was like, dude, he's, you know, like we're all entitled to our feelings here, man. You know, like it is what
100%.
it is, dude. Like, and like I said, I just thought it was really cool. Like I thought it spoke volumes of the community that everybody just kind of was like, all right, man, I feel you. You know, I may not agree with you, but I feel you. You know, it's cool. Like you're,
and I think it's
everybody was.
And I have to say that I find it absolutely hysterical that Kevin's been radio silent. That's all. It's very telling.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, you know, like you're just, yeah, like where are you?
I mean,
you know,
right, but
hiding in the attic, but
because I mean, the shit he's being accused of is pretty crazy.
Yeah. But Turtle Boy's the asshole, you know?
Because I'd like to know what my big question is how did he know who the juror was? How did he find that out?
That's what I want to know too. I'm dying to know. Can we get Kevin's phone? Is that
Jesus, I don't want that phone. Jesus, God knows what's on it.
I know, right? Because then all kinds of stuff. And I agree, he's probably a predator, allegedly. But I just,
I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah.
A little bit of a creep vibe. I'm just saying. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm saying. He's just a little bit of a creep vibe. That's it. Like, it is what
I mean, he's in his fucking mom's attic, bro. There's no way that's not creep vibe, dude. Like, somewhere outside of the shot of him, there's dolls. Guaranteed there's fucking dolls, bro.
I know, one of those
glass-eyed fucking dolls, dude.
But they're worth money. I know. I love Turtle Boy's obsession with the Wicca furniture. I love that. I love her. He's just like the Wicca furniture. It's so true, though. But we're all the assholes.
I was so high on a gummy last night in Mike Young Jerks chat, dude, and I was just fucking like coming up with all these weird scenarios about Plevin. I was just on a roll. I was saying just dumb shit. Like Plevin's the kind of guy that Plevin looks like the kind of guy that that waters his lawn in his cut off shorts. Plevin probably goes swimming. Plevin goes swimming with cut off jean shorts. He's that guy. Shows up to the pool with
100%.
all that fray.
100%. The whole bartender thing, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I would have founded a bar that he owned, but whatever. I don't know. But, I mean, it to each their own, I guess. But, I mean, the bottom line is, like, we're just all looking like not the assholes.
I said something like,
what
what is it that he shops? He found a new store where he shops for his shirts called The Registry. It's not, and it's not 500 yards of any schools.
It just blows my mind. Like, does he think that nobody notices that, like, since he started a year ago to now, his wardrobe, I mean, I'm not saying his wardrobe's anything like crazy, but you can tell that it's kind of like spiffed up a bit. You know what I mean? It's like, do you think we don't, it's a grifter thing is like, I just can't. It's the hypocrisy of the whole thing.
The dude fucking with the book writing and all. There's nothing about this dude that I could take serious. It's like, it's so funny. Like, I'm not even outraged. Like, I'm not outraged like everybody else. I have to admit that. Like, I'm not outraged like everybody else because, like, he's such a shitbag and he's so bad at it too. Like, he's so pathetic that, like, there's just no way that the shit's not going to catch up to him. You know what I mean? Like, there's just no way.
I mean, I've been waiting. I will not lie. Like, I've been waiting for something to happen. And I'm like, how the hell has he not got wrapped up into something? Like, he did something. And then when Turtle Boy was like, oh, well, you know, you did something. I was like, son of a bitch. Like, I knew it. Like, I knew it.
It's so dumb.
And by the way, fuck him for going after Nurse Kim because I back that girl 100%.
Yeah.
Take my hoops out. We can go meet in the fucking parking lot.
Yeah, Nurse Kim is the shit, man. Like, yeah, she's super funny, man.
Back her up.
And she's just like, yeah, she's just like that in real life too. You know, like we had that dinner. She was super.
Again, I would have paid.
Yeah, she was just
good money to go to that dinner.
She was the life, man. She was a lot of fun, super cool, really personable and kind, and just funny. And
yeah, I love her.
Had a really good time hanging out with her.
I watch her and I'm like, wow, is this what I sound like when I talk to people? But yeah, and was it you that had the video of Bettero and Mike from the Young Jerks watching Plevin? Because that was, when I tell you, my favorite video of that. Like, it was amazing. He is my absolute favorite. Every time he shows up on TV, oh my God.
Bettero's soul is like a glowing orb of just goodness, dude. Like,
oh my God. I just love him.
He gets a couple of drinks in him and he's just laughing, you know, he's just a fun dude.
Well, you could tell that he wants to kind of like while out a little bit when he's on the Young Jerks sometimes. And you can tell that he wants to say something, but he can't because, you know, he's him.
He's so funny.
He's awesome. Like, I will say that every time he comes on, my boyfriend's like, oh my God, I want that sweatshirt. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you because I don't have Mark Bettero money for all these sweatshirts. So.
Well, I'm going to take the next caller. Thanks for calling in, Jen. I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much. I didn't mean to keep you on the phone.
No, you're good. You're good.
The greatest. You're the greatest, and I love you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Call from
Jason.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Jason Smith.
Jason Smith. What's up, Jason Smith?
What's happening, man?
Chilling, dude.
Yeah, so yeah, I listened to Sean's thing, like the beginning of it earlier, and you know, he wasn't crazy about some of it, but like, you know, like you said a little while ago, you know, suck it up.
It was just shocking to hear at first, you know, but the thing is, it's like, again, like his opinion, those are personal issues that he has with certain people, which is just, at the end of the day, it's none of my fucking business, you know, like he's entitled to his feelings. You know what I mean? Like, that's all.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's all, you know. He got a little heated over the Plevin thing, and then he got on a roll, man. It happens. It's happened to me.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, I've done it, you know. I've been there. but I wanted to bring something up real quick. Something,
All right.
something else. So you guys were just talking about Nurse Kim, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I watched her stream yesterday. I think it was yesterday, and she was going over Flamati, the head ambulance guy.
Yeah.
His testimony, and it's weird when you watch all this testimony over again. Like, I can't believe I didn't pick up on the things that he said. But basically, this is what I'm getting to. Okay.
Yeah.
He said John O'Keefe was when they got him into the ambulance was vomiting, aspirating, right?
Okay.
He was actively bleeding out of his mouth and nose. Okay. So yeah, and it was like 18 to 22 degrees that night, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's laying out there in the snow with, like a light hoodie on and jeans. That's it, right? So in that case, I mean, he would probably pass away from exposure in like an hour and a half, probably, right? So if Karen hits him at 12:30 or 1 o'clock or whatever it is, somewhere around that time, he'd be out in the snow for 5.5 to 6 hours, correct?
Something like that.
So how the fuck does that make sense?
Well, it doesn't.
He was not out there for that long.
Right.
I never caught that before. That's really important.
It is important. And that's what's crazy is like I've never seen a case where so much exculpatory evidence could actually be the defense's Achilles heel. I've never seen that before in my life because there's so much to go over. There's so much to catch, that it's like, there's certain things that we called out that, we were like, oh man, why didn't Jackson say this and bring this up in his closing arguments? Why didn't they bring this up? Why didn't they do that? But I mean, the thing is literally literally everything in this case is to some degree exculpatory to Karen Reed. It's insane.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. And it's going to trial a second time. Don't tell me Bev isn't corrupt. She's absolutely fucking corrupt. This never should have went to trial in the first place. The fact that she didn't recuse herself when they filed a motion for her to do so due to the conflict of interest, having a brother who represented Chris Albert in a vehicular manslaughter case, and then not dismissing the case based on a lack of evidence.
Yeah, I knew she was corrupt at the point where both the defense and prosecution both did not want to let in the the harassment or whatever, the harassment of the witnesses, right? But she overrides them both, right? Judges don't do that. She overrides them both and says, "Oh, if they bring it up organically, I'm going to let it in." They both didn't want it to come in. So that what?
He almost didn't. Like it did come up organically, but I felt like the defense.
It did come up organically, but what I'm saying,
like
is,
Ryan Nagel slipped and mentioned the feds. Loudmouth.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Gina just ate his own ball sack. That's funny. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, if she's calling balls and strikes and just kind of running the trial, she inserts herself in it. When judges do that, I mean, they have an agenda.
Yeah, dude. You know what we need? We need Paul Crew to just fucking like throw the football right at Judge Bev's fucking nuts. Like 2 or 3 times and be like, how about you start fucking calling a fair game now, huh?
Yeah.
Paul Crew. Yeah, I mean, that's a reference. You know what movie reference that is? Does anybody know? I'm not even gonna I'm not even gonna say it. I want to see if the chat knows.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought that was a really important thing to bring up about, I mean, there was no way he's out there that
Nobody
long
knows.
and still
There
alive,
it is.
you know?
Dee Dee got it. Longest yard. And Recon too. All right. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I mean, that's really all I got. I mean, I thought that was, I never picked up those things the first time around. And when you watch these things over again, it's weird how you pick up,
Yeah,
all
that's
this
the
other
thing.
stuff.
Is again, there's so much shit. It's just like it's like, how is the defense? I mean, it's their job, but at the same time, it's like, I understand it, like when I put it into perspective, I'm like, I get it. There's certain things that maybe they're the lawyers, so if they're going to bring up certain things, and Karen is involved in that shit, like as if she's part of the actual defense team, she's like right there, involved with every decision, it seems like, so
yeah.
so like when she does this, like, I mean, I know that she knows everything that we know, so she's gonna bring this stuff up to her attorneys. I mean, how how often do we see Kelly Reed in this chat? Karen knows.
Yeah.
Karen knows what we're talking about. You know what I mean? So like, her defense team knows what's going on, and they know more
Yeah,
than
like
we
you
do.
said, there's so much. There's so much. Like you have to, if you had to bring all of it up, I mean, the trial would last a year, and Bev's not gonna let most of it be brought up anyways. I mean, so there's just so much there. It's crazy.
It's wild. It's wild. Yeah.
All right. Well, have a good night, man.
You too, man.
Go.
Thanks for calling. I appreciate you.
All right. Thanks, buddy. Bye.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, it's Helen. How are you?
I'm good, Helen. How are you?
I'm good. The dream of a daughter-in-law your mom always wanted.
The what?
The daughter-in-law your mom's always dreamed to
Oh,
have.
the daughter-in-law, my mom's. Okay, yeah, Helen. Okay, what's up, Helen?
Hi. My heart broke for Sean today.
Yeah.
Like really broke for him. It broke for him. I was really sad, and I understand why he was so frustrated from, like, I don't even know, Will. It's so sad that he's been, I know you, Turtle Boy, you guys get a lot of shit from all the trolls to this. And I understand because he has Karen Reed's phone number and he talks to her. And for her to not say anything about his brother, that broke my heart. And he's getting a lot of shit defending her. I think that's what he was.
I mean,
so
I get it. There are some folks here who feel unappreciated, and I understand that those feelings, and they're not entirely unjustified. But all I can do is say how I feel. I focus on my own sense of being grateful as best as I can. I just try to focus on, you know what I mean? Because what I mean is, what I mean by that is, and the purpose behind that is, it guarantees me not to be disappointed in others. If I'm just focused on the things that I'm grateful for from the people in this community, if I'm just focused on that, or at least make a conscious effort to do that, because it doesn't always come naturally. I get that. but if I make that focus and focus on that being my a conscious effort to just be grateful, then I keep myself from being hurt and disappointed is pretty well, and I set boundaries.
I
And it
understand.
helps that I set boundaries between myself and other people too.
And I totally got Sean today. I almost saw myself on him. I almost see myself on him. Our brain goes faster than we can speak, and then we lose our speech. And that really broke my heart for him today. I don't know why, but I feel like I felt so bad for him. He was in pain and he didn't know how to express his pain.
Yeah, I agree.
That's how I felt. Okay, in another note, let's go to my brain crazy right now. I want to know why the defense never brought up the 3 liters of blood that Gallagher found only 6 drops of blood.
Yeah, we've talked about that before too. That's one of the things that the defense, I feel like they should have brought up and talked about. That was never brought up.
I watch a lot of I tell my husband, be careful.
Maybe there's something behind the scenes that happened that explained it and they just didn't feel the need to bring it up. I don't know.
I know. But me as a juror, if I heard that he was missing 3 liters of blood, I'll real okay.
Right.
This was not outside. This did not happen outside.
Right. Yeah.
But
I mean,
that's all.
It's yeah, the whole case is messed up. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I know. I just have to say, yesterday you had a late show. Can you please don't do that because I was in bed.
Oh,
and I can't make my phone calls.
I do them sometimes, man. I do them sometimes. Because sometimes I'm up late and sometimes I just feel like hanging out with whoever feels like hanging out. It's not about, if I could go at a decent hour, then I will, but I'm aware of the fact that not everybody can be awake at that time.
No, we just wanted to support you, Will. But late at night, oh my God, I can't believe he's going at midnight.
Yeah,
I need to go to sleep.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. One of the luxuries that comes with doing this is doing whatever the fuck I want. You know what I mean? Whenever the fuck I want.
No,
it's pretty great.
No, I get it.
So
I get it.
So
I get
I don't want to squander it.
No, we just want to support you as much as
No, I get it.
You
Yeah,
can when you go live.
I get it.
That's all.
Yeah, and I mean, I go live pretty often. I go every couple of days at least. You know what I mean? So
okay, how many times I have been calling you?
Okay, right, exactly. So what are you Karening me for?
I know because I like you and I fall asleep when you're talking.
I don't know what it is, man. You and hate corruption, calling and listen, and I'm the fucking complaint box. My merch.
Am I complaining? I'm not complaining. I just want to listen to you.
Leah Baker, thank you so much. I asked no one to find 3 liters came from. Anyone know the source? I know I read that somewhere. It's in the whole bunch of sloofy goosey stuff. I know I read that somewhere. But I don't know. Yeah, I couldn't refer it back to you. So, and it wasn't brought up in trial, so it really doesn't matter. But it's a good point bringing it up because I mean, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't give you a reference where to look back on where it said that there was 3 liters of blood missing.
Will, you forgot to hang up on me.
Okay. All right, Helen. Thank you for calling.
Have a good night.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay.
Call from
Jean.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Will. It's Jean from Dorchester.
Dean from Dorchester. What's up, Dean? Jean. I know. I kept stuttering because I was like, why is it coming out Dean when I want to say Jean? That's really weird. I think I'm coming down with a little Bell's palsy, maybe. I don't know.
I'm sick too, so I might sound a little messed up. Celtics won. Woo-woo. I just want to say that.
Okay, right on. Go Celtics.
I know they're killing it. Anyways, I watched a little bit of Sean tonight. I can't watch him. I get anxiety because he gets so worked up. And I'm like,
I
oh
love
my
it.
God.
You know, like
No, I love it.
I
love
love it
too.
But he was
Because
just
I know what he's trying to say. You know,
he was
what I
a
mean?
bull in a
And
china shop today. You know what I mean? So I was just kind of like, yo, my man.
he reminds me a lot of my uncles when
But
I
I
was growing
feel
up
that
as a
shit,
kid.
dude, because I'm the same way, dude. Like I will fucking burn my fucking house down if there's a fucking spider in it. You know what I mean? Like I am that dude, you know? So like I get it.
I
You know,
know.
like I feel him. I'm not trying to judge him at all for having a bad life. We all have bad lives from time to time, dude. Like it's whatever.
I just want to.
And then he saved it. It was good after that, you know? It was fine.
Yeah, I just know all of us have been on this since the very beginning.
And it's frustrating, you know, because like he's
it's
genuinely
so-
emotionally invested. We all are, you know, like I get
we
pissed
all
off.
are.
I get pissed off all the time. I just, you know, like
And it's and most of us, I'd say 90% of us here in Massachusetts know Karen's innocent. And then just watching if you watch it from the beginning and you're watching Turtle Boy, and then we met you, and then we met, you know, Mike Crawford and Sean, and we all are involved up to our necks. We know the names of people, we know everything about everybody, and we know the corruption is real, and we know the scumbags that are involved, and we're all sitting here and we're like, when is this gonna end? Like, when is the feds? When is somebody gonna get out? The best day of all of our lives is going to be the day we wake up and it's like Jen McCabe was arrested. We're all going to have a fucking heart attack.
Gene
We're all
from
gonna die.
Dorchester.
We're all going to die, you know. But I just want to say one thing, and then I'll let you answer more phone calls. Just have a little trust and a little faith that it's going to happen. I honestly, truthfully believe, I know people, a lot of people around here too, when people talk and the word on the street, you know, I know a lot of shit that I don't say, but anyways, it's going to happen. Everybody needs to take a deep breath and just trust that it's going to happen. And believe me when I tell you, it's going to happen. And I'm going to make a prediction on your show tonight, Will. All right.
All right, Gene from Dorchester. What's the prediction?
The week before Christmas, you're going to start seeing some head rolls.
Oh, shit. The week before Christmas.
Remember I said that. And remember, because I'm coming back the week before Christmas.
The week before Christmas. You all heard it here. Gene from Dorchester predicted heads were going to roll.
Yep. Week before Christmas.
The week before
my
Christmas.
Yep. And on that note, I'm going to bed.
All right, Gene from Dorchester.
I love you, Will, so much. And I swear, I hope someday I get to meet you when you're down here. And, you know.
One of these days.
Yeah.
One of these days. All right, Gene from Dorchester.
Right, you have a good night.
Good night.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Will. This is Amy from Alabama.
Amy from Alabama. How we doing, Amy from Alabama?
I am doing great. How are you tonight? I'm going to smoke a cigarette with you, okay?
All right. You do that. Let's drink the
let's light it up. Everybody else
drinking the
has
Kool-Aid.
Well, I just wanted to call in, and every time my blood pressure goes up over this case, I thought it was pretty
Well, don't let that
here and
happen.
political.
Breathe.
It does. It's hard not to. I know. I need to come up for air. I just typed in chat that I think one of the biggest shit stirrers and instigators of this, that just keeps everything going, is KP, Krusty.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, without her sticking poking the bear, so to speak, I mean, a lot of this BS would die down.
Right. I mean,
And
like she's gonna get locked
go
up. So, like that's the thing. It's like there's all this inevitable shit that's gonna happen, and that's why everybody's frustrated because none of it's happening yet. But it's all and we know it's inevitable. Like it's just gonna happen. Like Krusty Panties is going to jail. You know what I mean? Like she's going to jail. Like Ken Mello is gonna get probably charged with something. So is Tully.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Like this is all like happening.
I don't think they think though. I think they still feel they're untouchable. But I've seen it here. We had a sheriff for 35 years that in Limestone County in Alabama, 35 years, undefeated. His ass went to jail. So I mean, it happened.
Dude, yeah. Like this is all just a matter of time, and people are just kind of getting impatient with it, and I get Sean because Sean's like in it, you know what I mean? Like he's out there trying to talk to sources, he's
been given a lot of receipts himself, and he wants to see the fruits of his labor come through.
I mean, I don't know about all that, but I feel like he just, he feels a little unappreciated, and he has a right to feel that way. I mean,
yeah, like you said, you're not responsible. You can only control how you feel, and I don't like to air my laundry out, though. I don't like our team arguing and being at odds with one another.
And the thing is that's also going to happen. We all have to be adults and understand that that's going to happen. And somebody might just blow their top on a live stream, dude, and let it out, dude. It's just
when you least expecting
happens.
it.
That happens on YouTube. Trust me, I've been around a long time, dude, and that happens on YouTube. It's just to me, it was another
turn.
Yeah, it was another day in another October.
He's been pushed to his limit.
Yeah,
he's a good guy, though. I'm really fond of him. I enjoy him. I get a kick out of him, and we enjoy all of you and what you do. And thank you for being collaborators for us and keeping us all together.
I'm just up here, man. Like I'm just up here, having a good time, dude. Seriously, because I believe in something, and it's a hell of a thing, to speak up on something that you really believe in, and share that camaraderie with like-minded people. It's a great thing. And I feel really blessed.
Are you in Tennessee?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I thought too. That's cool. I used to work for a company in Bedford, and was up there every 3 or 4 months. And of all the times not to be working there, because I would love to have met everybody too, and it's a good group of people.
Yeah,
well,
everybody I've met is fantastic. Everybody.
I'm a Rita fan. I love Rita and Nurse Kim too. Those are my girls.
I love that whole that whole Canton Select Board, crew that goes over there. Her, Jen O'Donnell, Dana and Tracy, Paul. I love all those people, man. Like they're just like
they're amazing.
There's so many people that are doing so much, and to get to watch this in real time, like I like this story's going to get told, and I'm telling you, it better get told right, because there are a lot of people here who have been instrumental in bringing awareness to this case. And
I agree.
I do not like how 2020 portrayed everyone. I do not like how Dateline did either. I mean, they portrayed Karen fine, but I think that the supporters outside of the courtroom deserve a lot more credit. Tom, thank goodness I mean, that right there is why what Tom has been doing is so important, because Tom has
Yep.
documented everything out there.
Everything.
I mean,
Yeah.
Tom has documented very easily a good 90% of what goes on outside of that courthouse.
Wow. Wow.
So
I'd like to meet
he's
him
there.
too.
He's there consistently. So whatever he's
Yeah.
doing, whatever he's been, like, doesn't matter what mainstream media tells you. That stuff is there. It's
Yeah.
it's
It's real and it's there
it's
on the
on the
record.
internet, and the internet is forever. That's it.
Mhm.
So anybody can refer back to it. Everything Turtle Boy has investigated. Every time he writes an article, he brings receipts, attaches them.
He does.
It's
Yep.
so when people sit there and call him a liar, I'm like, but I'm looking right at this, what do you mean?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm looking right at the
Yeah,
fucking
just like
document and
Kevin's
detached all this
email.
shit,
Yep.
like, yeah.
I know. And had Turtle Boy did what Kevin did to that juror, I mean, they'd have been waiting on him at the fucking bus stop again.
Yeah. I mean, he's gonna get
It's not
he's
right.
gonna get his dues for that. That's the thing is, that's why I'm not as worried about it as everybody else. I mean, because he's, and that's not fair to say everybody else. I'm just saying, like, to me, he's just like, Plevin trolls himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this
Yeah.
is like, he is bound to shoot himself in the foot. It's not even a question. He's bound to shoot himself in the foot. And
Yeah.
any dirty shit that he's doing is going to come out. And you're going to take on a guy like Turtle Boy, who just specializes in finding out what dirty shit you're into and exposing it. It's what he does.
And he's so damn
You
good
know what?
at it.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, so as a spectator, I just sit back and I'm just like, this is so funny. That's why when I troll Plevin, it's always like the simplest and most juvenile shit in the world. I just take jabs at his boinking nipples because Jen Altman talked about his boinking nipples once. So now I'm just not going to let that die. I'm going to keep that going, just like the word Plevin. Like, that's it.
Yep.
He's stuck with it. Boinking nipples, Plevin. Like, always boinking nipples, Plevin. It's never going to stop. The more you post your bullshit, the more I'm going to post about your boinking nipples.
He still wants that debate with you too. And
debate for what? That's what I'm saying, dude. It's not
It's
not even a fair. You know what I'm saying?
He wouldn't shut up about it though. I mean, I've gotten my 75-year-old mother watching this, and she'll see some of his stuff and come bring
there
it
is
to
no
me.
debate. What would happen is that I would bring him on my channel, and I'm saving him, dude. I'm saving him because I would bring him on my channel and I would roast his ass until he fucking rage quit. And I would get blasted with super chats for doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sparing him. I'm sparing him, and he doesn't even fucking realize it. You think I'm going to sit there and engage in a debate with this guy when he doesn't even fucking make any sense in anything that he says ever? No.
It would be wasting your valuable air. And who appointed him to write a book, and what makes him credible?
I'm not even convinced he's a real guy. I think he's a ghost in an attic, dude. He's dead. He's not even. I don't even think he's real, dude. I think that he's a fucking apparition, bro. Like, look at him. Look at his fucking dude. When you look at the lighting in that dude, he looks like a goddamn apparition in somebody's
with
attic.
a kerosene light.
Yeah, that's.
Do you think
I don't even think
he's a McAlbert bastard and he got
person.
kicked out of the family or something? He sort of looks like he's the bastard McAlbert.
Dude is a fucking clown, dude. He is a fucking clown. Not even.
I hear your calls coming in. I'll let you get to the next one. Thanks for taking mine, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening.
Always a pleasure, Amy from Alabama. Thanks for calling.
Thank you, dear. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, that was a fun call. He's a total ghost in the attic, bro. The total fucking ghost in the attic. There's not even a real fucking guy. He's a goddamn fucking cartoon of a ghost.
Call from.
You're on. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, it's Laura from New Jersey. How you doing?
Doing good, Laura from New Jersey. How are you?
I'm good. I'm calling to see how your cat's doing.
He's doing great. I keep him up in my bedroom because he's too much down here when I'm trying to do the live streams. Like Clubber is used to it, so that's why I bring Clubber down. And then he just lays at my feet, you know, because he's you know, he's about the equivalent of a 10 or 11-year-old in dog years right now. So
yeah.
so, you know, he's just laying around. But Drago is off the walls. So
Yeah, because it's an orange cat.
I can't do a live stream with I tried it one time because I wanted to show everybody. But that's it. That's all you get to see until he gets older. He calms down. That's it.
If he makes it that long.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's orange. That's orange.
What do you mean if he makes it that long? Of course he's gonna make it that long. What do you mean? Don't you put that evil on me?
No. I mean because he's upstairs.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No.
Yeah, orange cat behavior.
Yeah, I guess I don't know anything. All I know is that he just laid his head in my hand, his tiny little head right in the palm of my hand. It was like this when I held him, and then I was like, all right, this is the one I'm taking home. Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even tell you guys this part. So he's also a rescue because it's I take Clubber to this pet spa. And that's where I board him, and that's where I get him, you know, baths, and you know, I spoil him. He's a good dog. So they had these cats, these little kittens up for adoption. And what happened was one of the girls that worked there, her boyfriend found a box of kittens in a dumpster outside of his job. And that's where they came from. So
nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. How old is he?
Oh man, I don't know. I mean, he's tiny. I'm gonna assume he's maybe, I don't know, a month, maybe 2.
I saw him when you had first shown him on the show, and he looked like he was about 2-3 months old. But orange cats are nuts. Don't you know that?
No, I don't know anything about cats, dude.
Oh boy, you are in for a treat and a half. I'm sure he's going to find a way to get down.
Man, yeah. I mean, no, he's not. He's in there. Like he's fine. And
awesome.
I leave the two of them together when I go to the gym, and every time I come home, they're just cuddled up. Every picture that I take of them cuddling, I don't pose them like that. Like that's them. They just kick it together, dude. They love kicking it together. Like it's the cutest thing in the fucking world. I mean, dude, I have so many pictures that I haven't posted that are just basically the same. Just them just in cute little poses, like sleeping and cuddled up next to each other because I can't get enough. Like my heart just goes and then I'm just like, oh my god, dude, guys are the most adorable fucking things in the world.
You know what?
Adorable little family, and I'm just like so blessed. It's amazing.
Yeah. Maybe that's what Clubber needed, a sister or a brother.
I don't know if he needed it, because there are times where I'm just like, man, it's really kind of not fair that I just kind of laid this on him. You know, he was the baby. It was just me and him. And he seemed perfectly content with it. And now, like, and it's so funny because he's so patient. He's so patient with Drago, because Drago likes to bite, you know, and he's got really sharp teeth. He's a kitten, you know, and he'll sit there and he'll just like bite and gnaw on Clubber's paw. And I know it hurts, but Clubber just has no sense of aggression whatsoever. It's so crazy.
That's awesome.
So he'll just be sleeping, and then he'll be like, and then like kiss him, like lick him, and kiss him, as if to just be like, hey, dude, that really sucks, and I need you to stop doing it. and then like lay down and go back to sleep. Like that's Clubber's vibe with him.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's amazing.
I'm glad you're having a good time with them. I really am. I hope you have them for at least the next 20 years. If you make
me
it that
too.
long with an orange cat.
I hope so.
I'm telling you, you need to do a little research on them. They're all nuts. Every last one of them.
I'll take my chances.
You're gonna see one day.
I like
you're
being
gonna wake up
surprised.
and your cat's gonna be attached to your scalp.
I'll I wake up like that every day already. What are you talking about? That's how it is. It's like he walks on my face all night. That's what he does. Like I'm learning to sleep through it.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, I just wanted to say hello and see how your cat was doing with the dog.
Right on. I'm glad you asked. Thanks. I love talking about it.
All right.
All right.
Hey, listen, did you ever hear of in Tennessee over there, the Horse Plus Humane Rescue?
I have not.
You should check them out. I don't know where they are in Tennessee, but it's Horse Plus Rescue. They do dynamite stuff with horses that come off the slaughter pipeline.
Oh my God, what are they slaughtering horses for? And what am I going to do with a fucking horse? I don't have a ranch.
I'm not saying you need to go buy a horse. I'm just saying it's something for you to check out. I mean, the work that they do. I mean, you have a rescue cat. Maybe you have a little rescue mini pony. You know
what? No. All right, you're out of. All right, you totally lost because you lost your mind on my phone line, lady. I'm just
It's not nice.
I'm gonna take the last phone call.
Okay, have a good night, hon.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Oh. Nope, that's it. Okay. That's it for the phone calls then. I'm cutting it off. So listen, people. This is absolutely a joke. I was not offended at all by that comment, but it makes me feel like I got to tell you, like again, I feel really, really blessed, man, because I get to come up here and interact with a bunch of like-minded people who really truly believe in something. And I can genuinely say that this is the most rewarding experience of my life. I've never had an experience that was more fruitful for me. And it's because you guys are just so amazing. And so, I get that we get so frustrated, and we want results and we want answers and but it's just we got to try to at least I recommend it, do what you want, but I recommend just trying to focus on all the positive that we've been doing and how steadfast we've all been all this time. So that's my take anyway. And just to, because I get it, man. We get so frustrated, and I have days, man. I have days where I'm just like, fuck, like we all have them. And the reason why we have these days and the reason why Sean had one of those days is because this is fucking stressful. This is something that we're all so passionate about. This is something that we all feel so strongly about. We wouldn't get frustrated if we didn't care as much as we do. So it's okay. It's okay. If you need to go lift, go lift. If you need to have a drink, have a drink. Whatever the fuck is is your, uh, method of coping, and you're an adult and you can handle your shit, do it. You know what I mean? But like I believe in everybody, and like I said, I haven't had any real negative interactions with anybody since I started following this case. And that's a hell of a thing to be able to say after all these years of covering cases. Thank you, D24. I appreciate you. It's a hell of a thing to say after covering so many cases, talking about so much, and being from such a toxic community too. It's a big deal. I just kind of wish that I could express that to you guys. Only the people who've been following me for a few years now really know what I'm talking about. But this has been so far the most rewarding experience of my life, and it's because of all of you guys. So thank you guys for being my hangout buddies, man. And speaking your minds, and doing everything that you're doing, and Turtle Boy doing all the hard work that he's been doing, and Sean doing all the hard work that he's been doing, and Karen for fighting and being inspiring, and her family interacting with us and showing us gratitude in the chats, and this is a great thing, and interacting with these other creators, and and having that interaction with Mike from Young Jerks on Twitter. No point did we disrespect each other. We had a difference of opinion. We both felt strongly about our opinions, but nobody got nasty, and that's the kind of exchange that I want to have with everyone. And that's the kind of exchange that I want people to have in my chat. We should try to train ourselves to be comfortable with any topic of conversation, and speak about these things like adults, not avoid issues because people can't handle it. Fuck that. Let's train ourselves to handle it. That's how I'd like to approach these things. But anyways, I am going to go ahead and wrap this up, man. Not going to make this a very long stream, but I really liked hanging out with you guys, and thanks to all my callers, man. I had really great callers tonight. It's great. So yeah, you guys are radical acceptance. Absolutely. I've said it before, I'll say it again and again and again. I believe that we are exactly where we're supposed to be, when we're supposed to be, who we're supposed to be, why we're supposed to be. I believe that very much so, and it's all in how we look at it, and how much we squander it versus how much we really appreciate it. Best channel, best host, best mods, best chat. Sorry, I didn't read it before. And Jody 617 gifted 5 more memberships. Thank you. Yeah, man. So you guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much. Well, dude, listen, I again, you guys know I do this because I just love hanging out with you guys. There's not a lot of updates, so I'll have these call-in shows where we could just talk shit and hang out, I just, at least, even just to like vent, a little bit here. Just to, yeah, I get it. There's things that are on our minds, and we don't have any outlet right now. So, because we don't have any results, there's nothing to talk about. There's no steps forward right now, and we just got to wait. Right now is the waiting game. So it is what it is. But guys, Thank you guys. Please, if you haven't hit the like already, make sure to do that. It is free. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already. And all you new subscribers, I hope you're enjoying the channel. I'm happy to have you. And I hope you continue to enjoy the channel. And those of you guys who have shown support monetarily, that means so much to me as well. Thank you guys so much. That's so generous. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Yeah, that's going to be a wrap for today. I love you guys very much, and we will do this again very soon, my friends.